Hi, this is JT Blevins, and I'm here to talk to you a little bit about a new character drawing that I'm doing for a comic book story called Dinocide that I'm working on. And this is a T-Rex. I started out by scanning in the drawing into the computer and changing the black lines to red in Adobe Photoshop. That way I can see what I'm drawing a little bit better, because I go over the red with black on a different layer and just keep my outlines on a different layer. If I need to color it, I can go underneath the outlines later and do my colors. I'm usually pretty interested in doing monsters and dinosaurs, that kind of thing, because if you're doing some kind of outlandish creature, you don't have to stick to doing any kind of stick to a certain costume or drawing the faces just right, or making their facial expression just a certain way. You have a different set of issues. I mean, you do have to. You have a certain ferocity or pose that you got to keep with an animal or a monster, but it's different. You got a whole different set of rules. Here I'm just detailing a little under the chin there, kind of doing some shading with my pen. Of course, this is a lot faster than the original drawing. I wish I was this fast. Sometimes it's good to zoom out and check what you're doing. Change the view on the background to make it disappear, and that way you can see what you're drawing a little bit better. If you zoom out, you're kind of looking at your final product, what it's going to look like. Man, look at those teeth. You want to make them look like they could rip a human in half, because they probably did at one time. And when you're drawing dinosaurs and that sort of thing, you can, it's like I say, it's a little bit different. You can, when you're detailing, you can use a quick line. As you can see, it's sort of a scaly effect that you can get by just kind of flinging the pen around. Really, there's not much of a way to describe it. See there, I'm just kind of it's not exactly random lines. You get an eye for it to just find a way to create the illusion of shadow with I guess squiggly lines. Sounds real professional, squiggly lines, but no, really, if you learn how to use it, it's a good tool. If you can go back, and find a way to add that shadow just right with the pen to make it darken, where you need it darkened, and keep the scaly effect. And the T-Rex, he's got the tiny little forearms there, and front legs there, and the claws. I kind of kept the small, I guess the pinky finger there, kept it shaded to create the illusion of depth. And this original drawing took about not quite 2 hours, about an hour and 48 minutes. That's how long the original video was, and I've edited it down to about 20 minutes. A big difference. Here I'm just going along the back with that same technique, trying to keep up the illusion of shadow and depth by kind of making quick lines and drawing, kind of trying to pin in the scales, leave a few white areas for the scales there. It's not really going to be real evident, the scales that I've drawn into the shadows there. But once it's filled in, it'll change. It gives it a nice effect. And I tried to use the same effect over the whole body, but if you notice, across, in different places, the skin's going to hang differently. You're going to have, like here on the leg, you've got, it's a little bit tighter. I'm drawing the scales, it's kind of trying to draw the folds of skin to where it's a little kind of stretching across the muscles. Trying to make them look as muscular as possible. Because if, you don't want your T-Rex to be living on fast food and everything. He's not going to be too menacing if he's got a bunch of flab hanging out. Of course, there are places, where, I used a lot of reference material, and then a lot of it, it shows different places where there would be fatty deposits and kind of make the skin hang down a little bit more, kind of like on the chest area there. Kind of makes the skin hang down a little bit more. And here I've added in an extra layer, a white layer, just pure white, and put it over the background, over the red, and change the opacity down to a lower level, and that way it doesn't totally cover up the red behind it. And that's just so that I can it just makes it that much easier to differentiate the blacks that I'm going over it with. And here I tried to if you miss one little spot and with that, if you go over it with that paint bucket, if you try to fill it in, if you've missed one little spot on the outline, you're pretty much going to color in the whole picture, not just what you're trying to fill in with the paint bucket. I do that all the time. And then it'll be like I'll have a drawing there at one point, and then the next second it's gone. Don't hit that save button if you do that.